So you know, just happy with you.
Wingy Boxing IFL TV in association with MTK Global. What's going on, Eddie Hearn?
How we doing, Wingy?
Brother, I'm good. Very nice of you to say the other day that you respect me, so you have a certain tone. Yeah, man.
I do, because when I started out, like, you were actually one of the people going, you know what, he's fucking Eddie Hearn, look, he's out here, he's doing this, he's doing that. You know, I mean, now you think I'm a prick, but, you know, no, I don't remember, I don't forget things like that, Wingy.
Respect that, brother. Okay. Yes. Let's talk about the Brook fight, the performance. I didn't really know what to make of it. Yeah. What did you think of it?
It was okay. I mean, look, he won, 118, 110 against a guy who came, like, was his complete World Cup final. I thought Kel started brilliantly. Looked like he was going to get him out in the first round. Went a bit flat, almost dropped to Zerafa's level a little bit. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but he was trying to force it and his timing weren't quite there. Just okay. You know, we expected a brilliant performance, and I think that's one of the things that maybe led to it, in that everyone was saying to him, oh, what do you reckon, Kel? 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and the internet says this is a mismatch. Whoa, and it ends up being like quite a decent fight, and everyone says, oh, Kel Brooks lost it. No, it was just a tough fight where he weren't quite on his game and looked a little bit rusty, to be honest with you, and looked like his timing was off.
When you've been speaking to Khan, obviously the Crawford fight's coming up, you know, that talks of it. When you've been speaking to Khan, how likely is it to happen from what he's saying? In your opinion, the Crawford fight, yeah.
Look, we know, I've spoke to Aaron and we know the deal, and you know, we've got 1 fight left on our contract with Amir, and I'm not really involved in the Crawford situation because I don't think that's the right fight for him.
I think he's going to take it. I've got a feeling he's going to take it.
I think he probably will.
Yeah.
I think he probably
even after this performance, because you said you was honest enough to say that.
Well, if he was unsure before, he must look at this knowing you're going to get much more money for the Brook fight and say, actually, I'll fight Brook, then I'll fight Crawford. See, at the moment in his head is, if I fight Crawford, then Brook. It's actually the wrong way to do it if you think you can win. You know, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So. We shall see. I don't know what he's going to do, and look, whatever he decides to do, it's up to him. And you know, I respect him, whatever decision he makes. I just feel like this is the fight to make, because everybody, like Kel said in here, everybody goes up to Kel Brook in the street and says, "When are you fighting Amir Khan?" And everyone does the same to Amir Khan. Do you think people are going up to Amir Khan in the streets and going, "When are you fighting Terence Crawford?" No. Terence Crawford's brilliant, by the way, pound for pound, one of the top fighters. But they're not, are they? And whatever happens in his career, if he don't fight Kel, everyone will always say, oh, you never box Kel, bro. And actually, they'll say the same to Kel. And we can change that. We can change history. Or we can change the future, sorry.
Okay. Fury versus Wilder. You come under a bit of stick. You said it wasn't a great fight.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Eddie, come on, man.
It wasn't a great fight. I've been through this with Chris. It was a really good fight, right? Do you think it was a heavyweight classic? No. Was it unbelievably dramatic? Yes. The 12th round was incredible. Look at the punch stats. Round 1, 7 punches landed. Round 2, 8 punches landed. Round 4, 10 punches landed. Round 11, 4 punches landed. It wasn't. It was a really good fight. And by the way, it wasn't a case of, it was a shit fight, it wasn't that great. It was a really good fight. But it's being billed as a heavyweight classic.
You wasn't salty?
What?
You wasn't salty?
I'm not salty. I'm not salty. You can suck my nuts and say I'm not salty.
No, but that's not an image I want, brother. What's the situation?
And by the way, if you watched the actual interview I gave with your boy, Umar, I couldn't have been more complimentary to Tyson Fury. I hold my hands up. I thought he'd lose to Klitschko. I thought he'd lose to Wilder. I didn't even think he'd get in a ring to fight Wilder because I thought his body wouldn't take it. And he proved me wrong on every level. So, but I can't lie to you and tell you that, you know, it was this heavyweight classic. It wasn't. It was a really good fight with loads of drama.
Because I kind of feel that Wilder may even want to go for Joshua because of the slippiness and trickiness of Fury. Do you know what I'm saying?
But ultimately, hold on. If Deontay Wilder,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And if Deontay Wilder has spent his life saying one face, one name, one champion, that's like his moniker, right? That means you have to fight Joshua. So you've got a chance now to be undisputed champion. And by the way, like, they're very different fights, aren't they? Against Fury, he's going to try and knock him out. He'll miss a lot. He'll get frustrated, and he'll either lose all points or he'll knock Fury out. Against Joshua against Wilder, someone's head is getting taken off their shoulders. That's the difference. And that's called a brutal heavyweight fight.
Do you have an issue with the lineal championship? Because I heard you having a
I don't, it's what someone calls themselves when they don't have a belt. Like when you're undisputed, do you call yourself a linear champion? No. So when you don't have a belt, I'm the linear champion. Oh, listen, congratulations, you're the linear champion. You can't bill a fight as the WBC world champion against the linear champion. It doesn't exist. But we've almost got to beat Fury to make that point. So Josh, I think in the back of his head, thinks that he's got to beat Fury because there's still some people who say, you didn't really win those belts though, did you? When in reality, of course he fucking won the belts. Just because a guy failed a drugs test and walked away from the sport, what do you expect everybody to do? Not fight for the belts? He boxed Charles Martin, some say that was an easy belt. Then he got the WBA off Klitschko, then he got the WBA off Parker. Like, he's grafting away. He's earned those belts. Whether they were easier to get than Fury's win, perhaps. That's why Joshua's got to fight Fury. Because there'll always be that debate, won't there? Oh yeah, but you know, he went and done it in jail. Like, Fury's achievements are sensational. Sensational. And I'm talking about in the ring. I haven't even mentioned out of the ring.
Wasn't a great fight though, was it?
It wasn't. It was a really good fight.
So I've only winded you up.
It was a really good fight.
I just winded.
Yeah, that's all right. You won't do many more interviews.
I know.
I'm joking. No, so where's Coogan anyway? So we got to fight both of them.
Yeah.
We've got to, because otherwise it's the same thing as the man on the street going up to Khan and Brook.
Yeah.
They're coming up to me.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie, you've got to make Wilder Joshua. Or Fury against Joshua. So they want it, and if we don't deliver it, we'll go down in history as perhaps not the best. And Joshua just wants to be the best. He wants to beat everybody. Joshua's really not counting his money. He's got fucking mountains of it, but he's not counting it. He don't spend it. He's not sitting at home going, oh, look how much money I've boxed and I don't even have to fight Wilder or Joshua. How much money I've made. He don't care. He wants them. And that's why, who knows what will happen in negotiations. But it's still not a case of, oh, all right, mate, yeah, just have 50-50. Like, people have got to do their job. The team have their opinion. And we'll see what happens in negotiations.
From the talks that you've had with Usyk and Team Usyk, what's going on next? We're all waiting
it's made with April 13th signed, isn't it? I mean, it's signed at Wembley. There's been absolutely not one conversation.
But from the rumblings or little talks and the...
I'm telling you now, there's not been one conversation with Usyk about fighting him on April the 13th. Does that end the conversation?
So what's he staying at cruiserweight, heavyweight? Or?
Might do, he hasn't decided. It may be in time, 2 or 3 weeks' time, maybe offer him the fight on April the 13th. But I'm telling you now, there hasn't been one conversation.
Rocky Fielding, I want it to happen.
Yeah, it's a massive task, isn't it? But we're living the dream in Madison Square Gardens last week. I have to be honest, right? Probably 10 months ago, I didn't really know what we were going to do with Rocky. I was trying so hard to get him a shot, and I couldn't carve anything out anywhere, right? Then he gets a shot against Zoiga in Germany, batters him, and then fights Canelo. So just roll with it. You know, it makes me sick when I read the responses. You know, like I posted something today, like 7 days to go. Oh, good luck. Oh, he's going to get smashed. Oh, what a joke. Your Fielding's... I mean, fucking hell. Like, how sad are you that you want to type that shit to someone who is fighting Canelo next week at Madison Square Gardens while you are sitting in your mum's spare rooms just tickling your bollocks? Right? It's unbelievable.
Some people have issues in their lives. I think it makes them feel better to tie that kind of
But you know,
stuff.
like, I've got to read this one to you, right? This is a classic. You'll all like this as well, right? So this is, every now and again, I go on the Instagram. You know when you can check messages from people who don't follow you?
Yeah.
Right? So this one is absolutely brilliant, right? So this guy sends me a message. Where is that little fucker?
This is great viewing, Eddie. Come on, mate.
No, don't worry, it's coming. Where is it? Here we go. Right, there we go. This is a classic. Right. Hope you get hit by a bus today, you fucking wanker. Gypsy King is #1 and you and Joshua are fucking scum. Right? So I just saw it. So I was like, oh, that's nice. Hello.
Lovely.
So I went back and said, how can you get hit by a bus when you're on a private jet? Right? And he come back and said, bus or jet, who fucking cares? Hopefully one of them has a terrible accident and it's bye-bye to Eddie.
And you give him a little boner responding to that.
Yeah, I thought, do you know what? I actually started to feel sorry for this guy. So I said, listen, we're all in God's hands. I hope you find happiness.
Beautiful. That's it. Leave it
He
there.
replied, thank you, Eddie. I want to apologise for my disgraceful chat. I don't wish any bad on you. You have done an amazing job for British boxing over the last 8 years. I didn't think you would reply, but that's not an excuse to send you a stupid message. All the best for 2019. Merry Christmas.
That's what I'm saying. People go through
I mean,
those.
and I'm just thinking...
People go through issues, it makes them feel
I didn't
better.
even reply, because I felt so sorry for the geezer. I didn't want to embarrass him. Like, I was going to reply and going, yeah, you too, mate. Or I was going to reply, you just told me you wanted me to die.
You're too nice to
But
them.
I just think on social media, sometimes people have just got to think before they tweet. Not to me, I could not give a fuck. But to people like Rocky Fielding, who are about to get on the plane to go and try and achieve a lifelong dream. And whatever happens next week, he's fighting Canelo for 7 figures at Madison Square Gardens. How can you not be over the moon for this young man? Unless you have so much illness in your body.
That's what it is. I told you. That's what it
But
is.
it's fucking weird.
But it's how people.
But I don't even think a lot of the time they don't even really mean it. As like my pal on here.
It's issues.
It's weird.
Issues.
It's not issues. It's weird.
Chisora is looking in very good shape. How are you feeling? Getting a little bit squeaky
nervous.
bum, as you would say.
I think it's going to be a fucking war.
Yeah.
And I think David Haye and Chisora are working very, very hard to cause a major upset. And I think it is going to be a fucking absolute night of carnage at the O2 on December 22nd. Carnage.
And finally, just give me your thoughts on John O'Carroll's fight, the draw.
I thought Frenoir won it by 2 rounds.
Okay.
1 or 2 rounds. I probably gave Carroll the last. I don't know if that's warranted, but I thought the first 6 rounds, Carroll completely dominated the fight, and the back 6 rounds, Frenoir dominated the fight. But I actually found it hard to give John O'Carroll a round on the back 6 outside of the 12th. So like when the decision came, I thought, I feel like Frenoir's got this. Do you know what I mean? But as I said to the French guys, if it's a round or 2 rounds, it's a bit like Fury Wilder. In my opinion, Fury won that fight. But I gave it to him by 2 rounds. So if 1 round scored the other way, it's a draw. What I can't agree on is 115, 111 to Wilder. The only thing I will say about the scoring tonight is 115, 113 to Frenoir from the Frenchman, 115, 113 to Carroll by the German, and 114, 114 by the Brit. I could see a draw. I couldn't really see a Johnny Carroll win, to be honest.
And is the eventual route for Anthony Fowler Cheeseman?
So the Fitzgerald fight is done.
Right, that's done.
Done for March. That fight will be next.
Awesome.
And the winner will fight Cheeseman.
Oh.
It's brilliant. I mean, that's what we want, you know. And people just got to be a little bit patient with these kids coming through. You're going to get all these fights, I promise you. And by the way, I think they're taking it much too early. Fowler's had 9 fights now, 10 fights.
Really confident, isn't he?
Yeah,
really.
And he should be. Hits fucking hard.
He does.
So,
Eddie, thanks for speaking to
Cheers,
WINGY
Wingy.
Boxing IFL TV. Enough respect, brother. Thank you.